You're not expert in every language to tell people about every language. That's what I think is also some bullshit nonsense. Like, this is just some bullshit nonsense. Also, you can see here, he has some store here. Like, they make those channels to make some store, to sell some things about languages or whatever. And then same time, they also have some Patreon. You also have a Patreon, because I see that in one of his videos, there was some link or something to Patreon or something like that. Maybe when we look the next video. I don't know if I'll show the other videos because it's all same kind of bullshit. Let's watch this here, his channel intro, if he says something about which languages he can speak. Okay, the intro here, the channel intro is only like 47 seconds. So let's take a look. Maybe he will mention which languages he can speak or pretend to speak. Let's listen here. Or maybe he'll not say it, but let's take a look.
Taylor Jones, aka Hi, I'm Dr. Taylor Jones, aka Languagejones, and this is my channel. I've got a PhD in linguistics and I've published in some of the top linguistics journals. I'm also a lifelong language learner and a polyglot. Here I talk about...
What did he say? I am a polyglot. His channel intro, he said I'm a polyglot in his first video. That's what I told you. In the start, he wanted to make a polyglot channel. Then after he changed his mind. I don't know if he changed his mind because he found out the polyglot YouTubers are fake, or he changed his mind because he see me and other people exposing them or saying that they're fake, so he didn't want someone to expose him. I think he didn't want someone to expose him and show his channel and say that he's fake. Then he changed it and make it a linguistic channel, because he think if he make it a linguistic channel, then he can just do whatever he want. They think if they make a linguistic channel, call themselves linguistic, then it's okay if they pretend to speak 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 100 languages. They can pretend to speak many languages that they can't speak. And then some people say like, oh, why should they pretend to speak 3 languages? Yeah, but some people from UK or USA or some countries, some of them can only speak 1 language, English. So if they say they can speak 3, then they're pretending. Just because it's possible to speak 3 languages, it doesn't mean that they can do it. Because some people attack me on my channel, then they say, why you don't believe that this Metatrons can speak 6 or 7 languages? Because it's possible, because some people can do that. Just because some people can do it doesn't mean that Metatron can do it, or that someone else on YouTube is doing it. Like someone who makes some fake edited videos reading from a script pretending to speak 7 languages, just because there are some humans who can do it, doesn't mean that he can do it just because other humans can do it. If he is fake, then he's fake. Like, for example, if I make some videos pretending to speak 6 or 7 languages, if I can only speak 3 languages, so because some other people can speak 5 or 6 languages, then if I make videos pretending to speak 5 or 6 languages, then it means it's true because other people can do it. It's not true just because other people can do it. It's about if this person can do it and if it's real or not. And some of the polyglot YouTubers, they can only speak 1 or 2 languages, then they pretend to speak many more. And this guy, he's also fake. And first he said that he's a polyglot. You saw here, or you heard here in this video, he said he's a polyglot. And also the third video here says polyglot. And then the video number 5 here, polyglot. And this one also polyglot, linguaphile vlog. So you can see in the start he was making some polyglot channel. Then I think he was afraid that I will make a video about him, exposing him. Then he made this video here, why I hate the term polyglot and you should too. Yeah, hi. After he made some polyglot channel, he was making a polyglot channel, then he changed it to call it a linguistic. And after he pretend that he want to expose the polyglot YouTubers, I don't know. Maybe he found out that they're fake and didn't want to be same like them. And maybe that's why he changed it, I don't know. But I think he's also not a polyglot, because he says he's a polyglot. Okay, he says he's a polyglot, let's find out which languages he say he can speak. Because to be a polyglot, you need to speak at least 4 or 5 languages or more?
Hi, I'm Dr. Taylor Jones, aka Languagejones, and this is my channel. I've got a PhD in linguistics and I've published in some of the top linguistics journals. I'm also a lifelong language learner and a polyglot.
Did you hear this? Did you hear this? And a polyglot. Listen again. He will say that he is a polyglot, and then he will say that he don't like polyglots and he want to expose the polyglots. Listen again here. He will say that he's a polyglot.
Hi, I'm Dr. Taylor Jones, aka Languagejones, and this is my channel. I've got a PhD in linguistics and I've published in some of the top linguistics journals. I'm also a lifelong language learner and a polyglot. Here,
and a polyglot. Okay, so why did you change your mind? Did you change your mind because you found out that they're fake and don't want to be same like them? Or you were afraid that you would get exposed for being fake? But I will still show that you're fake. Even if you call yourself linguistic now, I will still show that you're fake.
I talk about all things language. Here on my channel, you'll find explanations of linguistics, tips, tricks, and hacks for language learners, reviews of books and language learning materials, interviews with researchers about their cutting-edge research into linguistics, and a Q&A session where I answer your questions. So if you like what you hear, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe. And leave a comment below with questions about language or requests for videos you want to see in the future.
Okay, say that is a polyglot. So which languages can you speak if you're a polyglot? You have only spoken in English in this video and you're from USA. So what is the other languages? Okay, let's see if there's something. I think there's nothing in the channel info about the languages you can speak. Let's see here. Is a place for all things language insights, blah 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 blah. You say you have some PhD in linguistics. I don't know if it's real or not, but even if you have that, even if you have a this PhD in linguistics, it doesn't mean that you can speak many languages. Nothing about which languages he can speak. How about his website? Maybe there's something about it there. Let's take a look on his website. Can't see anything about which languages he can speak. Let's see this one. This is blog. About, contact, relation. Let's see the about here. Okay. Only work for blah blah blah. Okay, look here. I am an army brat who grew up mourning every 2 years and who spent a lot of formative time in AAE speech communities. I speak some slightly southern version of General American and AAE and am fluent in French. So is he fluent in French? Okay, then let's see then what else here. When asked how many languages I speak, I generally answer that I speak a little bit of a lot of languages. A little bit of a lot of languages and a lot of two. My undergraduate degree is a specialist degree in East Asian Studies, specifically China Studies from University of Toronto. Okay, so you can speak English and maybe French. He say he's fluent in French, but I don't know if it's real. But if it's real, then he can speak 2 languages. Speaking 2 languages is not really a polyglot. He will say that he speak a lot or speak a little in many languages or whatever. Here, wait here. This one here, look. When asked how many languages I speak, I generally answer that I speak a little bit of a lot of languages. That's just bullshit, man. and a lot of 2. And then people say that he's telling the truth. Yeah, but if he's telling the truth, that doesn't make him a polyglot and doesn't mean that he can speak many languages. If he can speak French fluently, then he can speak English and French, 2 languages, and the other languages looks like they're totally fake, that he just knows some beginner stuff, or maybe some of them he know a little more than beginner, but still it's bullshit. It means that he can only speak 2 languages. Then why he pretend in some videos that he know Russian or Spanish or some other languages? That's just bullshit, man. But let's go back to his channel again. But now we found an answer here for the question. He said that he's a polyglot when he actually can only speak English and French. I don't know if he can speak French because I did not see it. There's a video there in French. Maybe we should take a look on it. But maybe he can speak French, then it's 2 languages. Then people say that he's being honest. Maybe he's being honest. Like maybe he's being honest when he's actually being honest when he said that he can only speak 2 languages and the other languages he can not speak them or just know a little from them. But the part where he's not honest is that when he called himself a polyglot here, then he will say that doesn't matter. Okay, let's say it doesn't matter that he called himself a polyglot. But the problem is when he makes some videos that is fake and edited and speaking in other languages. Then some people will think that he can actually speak those languages. Like you have something about Persian. You can see the one in the top. In the one in the top you have something about Persian there. Then people say that he's just giving some information about the Persian language. Like who is he? Who is he to give information about Persian language? And same like in his live streams. His live streams here, he have about many languages. Maybe I will show a little from this after. Like here in the live stream, you have something about Yiddish and Persian, and also Persian again here, Persian, many in Persian here. Many live stream about Persian or learning or studying Persian, and then live stream studying or learning Hebrew, and again learning Arabic, learning Persian, Arabic, Hebrew, and I think there was some other languages also. There was also this one in the start, this one Yiddish. So we have some live streams that he want to learn some languages or want people to practice with him. Like why should people practice with you Arabic if you can't speak Arabic? Then they will say he's just learning and then they're learning together with him. That's bullshit, because if someone is learning Arabic, they should not watch him learning Arabic. They should watch some videos from someone who is high level in Arabic, an Arabic teacher who have some videos on YouTube teaching people Arabic, and the same with the Hebrew or the Persian or the other languages. They should find someone who are fluent in that language and high level who teach them that language. They should not find someone who is learning many languages at the same time or some nonsense like that, who cannot even speak the language. And that's what I mean, that he's still fake or doing something that is not 100% correct. He's doing something that is wrong. Like for me, this is wrong. Like, for example, I will not upload some videos or some live stream like, come, let's learn Spanish together or something if I cannot speak the language. And if I do it, maybe I'll do it only in one language. I'll not do it in 3, 4, 5 languages at the same time. Like, you should concentrate about one language, and then when you learn a little from that language, then maybe you can make some videos like, look at me, I'm studying the language, like that. Then you're showing yourself studying. You're not like, if I upload some video or live stream studying French or Spanish or any language, then it will be something personal that I'm showing myself studying this language. I'll not tell people come and learn with me. Like, I don't know, I just think it's nonsense. And that's like, this is not even the worst thing. Like, this is not so bad. Like, it's not very bad, it's not very wrong. What is more wrong is that he uploads some videos where he will speak in those languages, then he edit, or saying some words in those languages, then he will edit, then he will make it look like he actually know the language, or that he can understand the language, or know something about the language. No, this one in Russian, then Persian. You know, something about polyglot, linguaphile, vlog, easy trick to make Google give you, blah blah. Okay, let's see here. Should we see this one? Why I hate the term polyglot, and you should too. I don't know if I will watch it all. Okay, let's take a look on this video. What he will say. Why I hate the term polyglot, and you should too. In this video, I talk about people who speak multiple languages and why I hate the term polyglot and refuse to identify myself as one. Hint, it's not that I don't speak a few languages. See, I don't speak a few languages. No, this is bullshit. I talk about the de facto polyglot arms race on YouTube, and I explain why I prefer calling myself a linguaphile. I mention in a positive light Luca Lampariello, whose channel is here. Why you mention Luca Lampariello? I also mention Nathaniel Draw, whose channel is here. Both of them are fake. Luca Lampariello and Nathaniel Draw, both of them are fake. And I know some people don't agree with me about Luca Lampariello, but I think most people can agree with me about this Nathaniel Draw, that he's fake. Do you see here something about the Mandarin book, textbook? So you want to say that you can speak Mandarin or whatever, or that you know something about the language. You see, it's not that I don't speak a few languages. Yeah, you're full of bullshit. But let's listen to this one, because I'm not 100% sure if this guy is 100% honest, because I don't know, even if he seemed like an honest person, but same time, there are some things about him that I'm not 100% sure if he's honest. Like, I had a feeling that he wanted to make a polyglot channel, and then when he saw some of my videos that I'm exposing the polyglot YouTubers, or some other people criticizing the polyglot YouTubers, then I think he changed it and make it about being a linguistic. But let's take a look here on the video.
Some of you have noticed, and some of you have even asked me, why do I... Some of you have noticed, and some of you have even asked me, why do I have a playlist about being a linguaphile? What does that even mean? Is it like a polyglot? What's the difference? Today I'm going to explain why I prefer the term linguaphile to polyglot, and why it matters. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications when I upload new videos. I'm Dr. Taylor Jones, and this is Language Jones, where people upload videos themselves. There's been a recent trend that you've probably noticed, especially on YouTube, where people upload videos themselves speaking multiple languages, often switching between them all in one take. These videos are impressive. I think many of us, especially my subscribers, love languages, love learning languages, and are inspired by seeing other people who have seemingly mastered multiple languages. And once you get above about 4, it can be incredibly impressive. The people out there who speak more than 4 languages have effectively created an online tribe, a community where they find each other and share their love of languages. And this is an immensely positive thing. They call themselves polyglots, from the Greek poly and many, and glot, tongue, probably because it sounds cooler to English speakers than the Latin version. Poly equals multi and glot equals lingua, so multilingual. Anyway, there are even those who want to stand out from this already exemplary crowd and who identify as hyperpolyglots, super multilinguals. The cutoff varies from person to person, with some claiming upwards of 10 is necessary to count. I think this obsession is unhealthy. Yes, people like the famed Cardinal Mezzofanti, who is rumored to speak over 50 languages, or was it 70, are incredible, but there are a few downsides to the polyglot obsession. First, yes, people like the famed Cardinal Mezzofanti, who is rumored to speak over 50 languages, or was it 70, are incredible, but there are a few...
Why say that this guy could speak 50 or 70 languages, and that's incredible? You want to say that this guy is real? I don't believe that someone can speak 50 or 70 languages. I think it's bullshit. So you want to say that this person is real, the one he will mention now.
From person to person, with some claiming upwards of 10 is necessary to count. I think this obsession is unhealthy. Yes, people like the famed Cardinal Mezzofanti, who is rumored to speak over 50 languages, or was it 70, are incredible. But
he say that is incredible, that this guy who could speak 30 or 50 or how many languages is incredible. It's not incredible because it's fake. And how I know that? Because I know that it's not possible to speak 50 or 70 languages. It's just bullshit.
there are a few downsides to the polyglot obsession. First, it takes something born out of the joy of language learning and communicating with others and makes it competitive in what appears to be an increasingly unhealthy way. Second, people have monetized their language abilities, whatever they may be, in a way that now encourages fraud. You should buy my book because I speak 25 languages and I can show you how to learn any language in 3 months. Even redefining what it means to know a language, these claims are bunk. And lastly, the hyper-competitive online polyglottery has a very privileged and Anglocentric undercurrent. I know plenty of people who speak 5 or more languages who do not make YouTube videos to show off, but rather use those languages to manage their day-to-day life and relationships. Perhaps most importantly, languages are not discrete things. Yes, you can sort of describe the entire grammatical system as a finite set of rules. Linguists do it all the time, and many of us recreationally read grammars which, on the long end, are only ever about 1,000 pages. But once you get to words, idioms, cultural nuances of use, interacting with real people, they're very hard to pin down. And different people use different languages for different things. This is one reason some linguists bristle when asked, "How many languages do you speak?" It's really hard to answer. I can order food, navigate a city, manage home life.
No, it's not hard to answer. It's not hard to answer. It's very easy to answer how many languages you can speak. If you can talk about almost everything, and you can understand almost everything in the language, then you can speak the language. But if you only know very little things in the language and few words and few sentences, then you cannot speak the language.
Deal with day-to-day life in Mandarin, but I absolutely cannot yet read a history book with ease and without a dictionary. How many languages do you speak? It's really hard to answer. I can order food, navigate a city, manage home life, and deal with day-to-day life in Mandarin, but I absolutely cannot yet read a history book with ease and without a dictionary, discuss politics off the cuff, or discuss artisanal coffee brewing in Mandarin. I can do all of those things in French. I can pray in Hebrew, but not in French. I can be a polite guest in Persian, but most of it's just fluently, politely stalling. So which of those languages? Or discuss artisanal coffee brewing in Mandarin. I can do all of those things in French. I can pray in Hebrew, but not in French. I can be a polite guest in Persian, but most of it's just fluently, politely stalling. So which of those languages do I speak? None of them? All of them? That's why I prefer the term linguophile.
Yeah, bullshit. You cannot speak any of them, and I think you cannot even speak French. You cannot speak any of them, and then you think because he will call himself linguophile, then he can speak them, or then he will say that he can speak them at different levels. He will say, "Oh, I'm a linguophile or linguistic. I can speak the languages at different levels." So people still think that he can speak those languages, but at different levels. It's just bullshit, man. You can speak one language, English, and the other languages, you just know some beginner stuff or some basics. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not important. Like why should we care? I also know some basics in French, and I know few words in Spanish. If I practice a little more, then I also know some basic in Spanish, and the same with Italian and German. I know few words and few sentences like that, and few questions and answers. If I practice few more questions and answers and few more things in those languages, it doesn't mean that I can speak the language. Even French, I will not say I can speak French. Even I know a little French, but I will not say that I can speak it, because if I speak to someone in French and they answer me back or say something to me, there's a big chance that there will be so many things I cannot understand. Especially with French, that people with French, they speak very fast and they eat some of the words, like some of the letters. Some of the letters you don't hear them. Same like when people speak in Danish, some of the letters are silent, that you don't hear them. And especially in French, it's very difficult that some of the, like, it's different than reading. Like reading French is different than if you speak to someone in French. If I speak to someone in French or they speak to me, there's a big chance that I will not understand most of the things they're saying. Even if they say something that I know, like even something I have learned in French, if I just read it, I will understand it. Or if I play it on some audio file that is slow, like this learning audio file, or some YouTube video where it's slow learning, then I will understand it. But when people speak in French, they will say it more fast, then there's a big chance that I will not understand everything they're saying. So just because you know few words or few sentences or some beginner stuff in a language doesn't mean that you can speak the language. Because if you're going to speak with someone from that country, there's a big chance that you will get lost. Not get lost that you cannot find where you are, but you will get lost in the conversation, that suddenly you don't know what the person is telling you, or you will not get what the person is talking about, and suddenly also you cannot answer back. So it's just bullshit.
Language lover. I love studying languages, learning about languages, and I love learning about and participating in cultures that are instantiated in those languages.
Like, I'm not 100% sure about this guy if he's totally honest, because he seems honest and say many things that seems honest, but same time he say a lot of things that is bullshit. Like he will say like, oh, I don't want to call myself polyglot, then I know many languages, but I will not say that I'm fluent, but I can still speak them, or blah blah bullshit nonsense. And also in the start of this video, he will say that there's a polyglot who can speak 30 or 50 plus languages, and this person is a real polyglot. That is also bullshit. And also here he will mention Luca Lampariello. He will mention Luca Lampariello and this Nathaniel Drow. Even both of them are fake. And I know people will not agree with me, or some people will not agree with me about Luca Lampariello, but he is fake. And then if you don't agree with me about Luca Lampariello, then there's a big chance you'll agree with me that this Nathaniel Drow is fake. And if this Nathaniel Drow is fake, then why he mention him? Why he will mention a polyglot that is fake when he say he don't like the term polyglot, and he don't like the polyglot YouTubers, and he want to expose the polyglot? Then why he will mention this Nathaniel Drow who is fake? And also Luca Lampariello, and also in the start he mentioned this guy, he said that he can speak 30 or 50 plus languages. Why he will say like this? If you say you don't like the polyglot YouTubers and you don't like the term polyglot, it's just bullshit. And I think he changed to this linguophile or linguistic, so people will not expose him and show that he's fake. I will still show your channel, but it looks like you stop making those videos like you want to pretend that you're polyglot or whatever. But I will still show your channel, then it's up to people what they will think. I think you're not 100% honest. Like, some of the things you say seems honest, but not everything.
I come in part from an immigrant family. I grew up traveling. I love studying languages, learning about languages, and I love learning about and participating in cultures that are instantiated in those languages. I come in part from an immigrant family. I grew up traveling. I love to travel and talk with people as best as I can in their languages. If I took every language I can...
Yeah, you love to talk to people in their languages. You love to travel and talk to people in their languages. Okay, so if I like to travel to 10 or 20 different countries, does it mean that just because I do that, then I can learn to speak those 10 or 20 languages or something like that? It's just bullshit. And then you will say, oh, maybe he can learn a little beginner stuff. Still, it will be very difficult. And then before every vacation, like if you go to France on a vacation, maybe he can practice some beginner stuff in French that he will use on his vacation. Then after he will go to Italy for a vacation, then before he go on his vacation, he can practice some beginner stuff in Italian. Then he will do that with many languages. But after some time, he will forget the French and the Italian and some of the languages that he practiced in the beginning. And then you will say that he can just practice it again. But if he practice it again to remember, then he will just practice the beginner stuff again. Every time he will practice the beginner stuff again. He will not reach the next level when there's so many languages. Like when there are like 5 or 10 or 20 different languages that you practice some beginner stuff, then you need to reach the next level. When there's so many languages, you need to reach the next level. Then when do you have time to reach the next level in 10 or 20 different languages? Then you'll keep staying on the low level, and you might reach a little bit higher than low level, a little more than beginner, like that, but you'll not reach much higher level. And if you do, then maybe only in 1 or 2 or 3 of the languages, and the rest you will stay low level. You will not be high level or good in 10 or 20 languages, so it's just bullshit.
Say hello and goodbye in, or ask and receive direct instantiated in those languages. I come in part from an immigrant family. I grew up traveling. I love to travel and talk with people as best as I can in their languages. If I took every language I can say hello and goodbye in, or ask and receive directions in, or have studied at an introductory level, I could say that I speak 14 languages. French, Mandarin, Dutch, Arabic, Spanish.
Yeah, bullshit with you, man. That's just bullshit. That's like water Corduina. That's like water Corduina. Water Corduina, just knowing few words in every language, or few sentences, or few questions and answers in every language. Same like water Corduina or Lawushu, just bullshit, man. Just bullshit nonsense.
Italian, Hebrew, every language I can say hello and goodbye in, or ask and receive directions in, or have studied at an introductory level, I could say that I speak 14 languages. French, Mandarin, Dutch, Arabic, Spanish, Italian, Hebrew, Yiddish, Russian, Persian, Zulu, Japanese, Portuguese, German. But that's a gross misrepresentation. I think everyone would agree that I speak French. I took the B2 years ago. I'm planning on the C2 soon. I have French.
You say, I think everyone agrees on that I can speak French. Who is everyone? Like, who is everyone? I did not see any proof that you can speak French. So who is everyone? You did not show any proof that you can actually speak the language.
Family, Russian, Persian, Zulu, Japanese, Portuguese, German. But that's a gross misrepresentation. I think everyone would agree that I speak French. I took the B2 years ago. I'm planning on the C2 soon. I have French family. We might argue about...
You say he took the B2 or B level, and then now he wants to take the C level in French, and he has some French family. I don't know if it's true. I don't see any proof. For me, there's no proof. So I don't know if it's true. There's no proof.
Mandarin. I took 4 years of it in college. Gross misrepresentation. I think everyone would agree that I speak French. I took the B2 years ago. I'm planning on the C2 soon. I have French family. We might argue about Mandarin. I took 4 years of it in college. I studied it consistently for years after, and I speak it on a semi-regular basis, but only in informal environments.
Yeah, bullshit. I see no proof that you can speak Mandarin. And I know I said that this guy, that he seemed like a nice guy and an honest guy, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, the way he speak and the way he act, and like this, he act like he's honest and nice guy like this, but I don't know if he's totally honest. Like, I think he's also a little bit bullshit.
And I studied for years because I was vexed by it. And we all agree that I don't really speak Japanese at all, even though I got by pretty well on onegaishimasu, itadakimasu, and so desu ne when I arrived in Tokyo.
Bullshit, man. I think you're full of bullshit. Like, why you say that you are good in French, and then after you also say you are good in Chinese, and you studied Chinese for 4 years, and then you say that you also know Japanese. I think you're full of bullshit. Maybe I was wrong when I said that you seem like nice and honest. Maybe you sound nice and you sound like you're honest, but just because you sound nice and honest just doesn't mean that you're honest. You might be nice, you might be a nice guy, but honest, I'm not sure if you're honest. I think you're full of bullshit. Like, when I watch this video, I think you're full of bullshit.
Vexed by it. And we all agree that...
And there's some edit here now, but I don't know if I can show it. Before he will say something in Chinese, I think he'll make an edit.
I don't really speak Japanese at all, even though I got by...
Or before he's speaking Japanese.
Pretty well. On the Gaishima.
Look, there was an edit there. He looked down to read his script and edit. He says pretty well in Japanese, but he looked down to read his script. I think you're full of bullshit. and I don't care if people agree with me or not, because I think some people will not agree with me and say that he's being honest. No, he's not being honest. He's full of bullshit, because he want to say, oh, I'm not a polyglot YouTuber, I'm a linguistic or linguophile, and then he want to pretend here in this video like, oh, look, I can speak, he can speak English, then he say he also can speak French fluently, and then now he also want to say, oh, I can also speak Chinese at a good level and Japanese at a good level, and there's no proof of that. It's just bullshit, man. So you want to say, oh, I don't want to use the term polyglot, but still he will pretend that he knows many languages. It's just bullshit, man.
Pretty well on onegaishimasu.
There was an edit there, and you can see he closed his eyes, he looked down to read. When I'm trying to show this edit, it's a little bit difficult to show the edit. He makes some good editing, but it's totally fake. Also, he will only say few words, so it's totally fake.
At all, even though I got by pretty well on onegaishimasu.
There was an edit there, but it's difficult to show.
Japanese at all, even though I got by pretty well on Japanese at all, even though I got by.
Look there. He closed his eyes, then he looked down to read the few words that he will say now in Japanese, and there'll be an edit. There'll be some shaking now. You can see now his eyes are closed and he's looking down, and you can see his hand there. You can see his hand on the left side, and his eyes are closed and looking down. Then I think suddenly his eyes will be open in less than a second because there's an edit. Look here now. Look now, his eyes are closed. His eyes are closed, and look here now. There was some edit there, I think, or maybe it will come here. Wait.
Well.
There was an edit there when this Japanese text show up, but it's difficult to show that edit. Also, it will only say few words in Japanese or Chinese or whatever. It's just some faking and editing and saying few words and reading from a script. And just because you say that you are good in French and Japanese and Chinese, it doesn't make it real. I can also make a video and lie to people and say that I can speak Japanese and Chinese and Turkish and Russian and Spanish and Italian and German. I can make some video making a story about that I know those languages and how I learned them, even it's not true. Just because you make a video telling us this bullshit doesn't make it real. It's just bullshit. Same like the polyglot YouTubers. You're full of bullshit, man. This guy is full of bullshit, and if you don't agree with me, I don't care. Because people will say that he don't say that he's fluent in those languages, or he don't say that he can speak those languages, but he actually do that here in this video. If you listen good to this video, then you will hear that he say that he can speak French and that he's good. If he say that he's good in Japanese and good in Chinese, it means that he say that he can speak the languages. So it means that he say that he can speak those languages and that he's good at them. So he is full of bullshit. And he pretend to speak many languages. But he will just say, I don't call myself a polyglot. I will call myself linguophile or linguistic. You don't call yourself polyglot because then you will expose the polyglot YouTubers. And why he defend here some of them, that's what I said in my other video. Him, this guy here, and language simp. Like language simp is not totally the same, but he's also same but in a different way. Like language simp, making videos, making fun of the polyglot YouTubers. Even he's also fake. And I think he's I'm very sure this language simp is part of the language learning community. He's one of them. And they made language simp make that channel. The language learning community made language simp make that channel about polyglot and making fun of them. So people will think, oh, they're just having fun. So they will say the polyglot YouTubers, they're just having fun. But it's not just having fun, they're scammers. The polyglot YouTubers are scammers, big scammers. But then they make this channel of language simp, so they will make fun about it. Then people think, oh, they're just having fun, it's just entertainment. Seem like this girl will say, this Oriental Pearl, when she made a video about the polyglot YouTubers and that people are questioning them if they're real or fake. Oriental Pearl made a video saying something about the polyglot YouTubers that people are questioning them if they're real or fake. Then this scammer and liar, Oriental Pearl, she will say that the polyglot YouTubers, they're just having fun, and Water Corduina is just having fun. It's just fun. It's just entertainment. So lying to people and scamming people is just having fun and entertainment. And that's the same reason why they made this channel of language simp. Not this channel here, the channel of language simp. They made it, the language learning community, the language learning scam community, they planned this channel of language simp together, that you make some videos making fun of the polyglot YouTubers, then people just laugh at the video. Oh, they're so funny. Oh, this is so funny about this polyglot YouTubers. Oh, it's very funny. They're just having fun. It's just entertainment. No. The polyglot YouTubers are not just having fun, and it's not just entertainment. They're scammers. They are scammers, the polyglot YouTubers. They're not having fun or entertainment. They're scammers. And this guy here, he's doing same like Metatron, that he pretend that, oh, I'm just a linguistic. I don't like the polyglot YouTubers. I hate the term polyglot. And then instead he will call himself a linguistic, but same time he pretend here that he know many languages, and same time he will say some of them are real. They will because they know people will not believe now, that many people now don't believe in Water Corduina, and they don't believe that he's real polyglot, and they don't believe that he can speak 30 languages or more, and they don't believe that some people can speak like same like this other guy, also Exauma, they can see that like it's not like, how can he speak all those languages, and how can he learn a language in only 24 hours or 12 hours or 2-3 days or 1 month or something. And also this Benny Lewis, how can he learn a language in 3 months? Also this guy, he mentioned Benny Lewis. And I think after I made the videos about Benny Lewis and showed that he's totally fake and editing his videos and reading from a script, then this language learning community, they made those channels here to say that, oh yeah, or Benny Lewis is fake, or maybe he's not totally real, and maybe Water Corduina is also not real, and Exauma maybe he's not real. The one that people can see that is totally fake, they will expose them and say, oh, they're not real. But they will defend people here like Luca Lampariello, and also Nathaniel Drow, and the other guy, Metatron, this channel Metatron, he will say Oli Richards is real, and some other guy is real. And he also in this video in the start, he said that there was some guy who can speak 30 or 50 languages, that he is real. Even it's many languages, I don't know why he said it's real. But they will say some of them are real and some of them are not real. And I think they do like this after I expose the polyglot YouTubers. Then they'll try to make it look like some of them are real. And those people here, they'll pretend now, oh, now we're linguistic. They'll say, oh, now we're linguistic. We're not a polyglot. Just because you call yourself linguistic and not a polyglot, you can still be fake. You can still be fake. And you can still be fooling people or lying to people or scamming people, even if you don't call yourself a polyglot. They made those channels here, this Languagejones and Language Simp and Metatron. They made those channels here to pretend that they don't like the polyglot YouTubers and to make it look like they're exposing them. But they will only expose or say that those people are fake, the one that people already can see they're fake. The one people can already see they're fake, like Wouter Corduina and Exauma and some other polyglot that they can see they're fake, they will say, oh, those people are fake. Or Benny Lewis, after I show that he's totally fake, then they'll say, oh, they're fake. But the one that people, maybe they will believe in them, like Ollie Richards, or maybe Lindy Botez, or Luca Lampariello, or some of them who say they can speak few languages, then they will make it look like, oh, those polyglots are real. And they will also say the same about, I think about Steve Kaufman. They will also like make it look like he's real. Like they're just bullshit. And I think maybe in the start when I say this guy, I don't believe him. I think now after watching this video, I think he's full of bullshit. Because you can see here, he say that, oh, I can speak French and I can speak Japanese and I can speak Chinese, or bullshit nonsense. He was looking down and reading from his script. This fake bullshit, man. He's full of idiots and he's reading from a script. See there, keep closing his eyes to look down to read his from his script, and he also make a lot of editing.
When I arrived in Tokyo. But the others are all over the place. I read pop nonfiction in Italian, but novels kick my butt. Even though I got by pretty well on onegaishimasu, itadakimasu, and so desu ne when I arrived in Tokyo. But the others are all over the place. I read pop nonfiction in Italian, but novels kick my butt. I understand an alarming amount of German when I watch German movies and TV. It's still rattling around from the part of my childhood when I lived in Heidelberg. So
Yeah. You're living in many countries and you learn all those languages. Same kind of bullshit that Steve Kaufman is saying, and same like Metatron. Same like Steve Kaufman and Metatron making some bullshit stories about, I lived in this country, then I lived in this country, then I traveled to this country, then I traveled to this country, then now I can speak all those languages, and I have some friends from this country and this country, then I can speak those languages. Just bullshit stories. You are totally bullshit, same like them. And I don't care if people don't agree with me. He's full of bullshit. And I think he's part of the language learning community. And before, when I said something about that maybe he's honest, when I said maybe he's honest, after watching this, I think he's full of bullshit.
Ask me how many languages I speak, and if I were comparing my abilities in English, I'd say, including English, like 2. The other 13 are taking up about as much brain real estate as all the English I know. And it would be irresponsible and wrong for me to claim to fully speak all of those languages, whatever that means. And so much more for the people who can put together sentences,
But here he said something that he's honest about. He said that I think I can only speak 2 languages. Like, some part of the video he's being not 100% honest, and some part he's being honest. But still, even now he say I can only speak 2. But even he say that, still, before he said that I'm good at Japanese and good at Chinese. And I'm not sure about that. I think it's bullshit. So I don't think he's 100% honest. Because if he was 100% honest, he would not say I'm good at Japanese and Chinese. He would say I know some beginner stuff, or I know a little in Japanese and Chinese. He will not say that I'm very good at them or good at them. And then maybe someone will say that, oh, maybe he is good at them. But I don't see any proof, and I think it's bullshit.
don't really understand the cultural context and the cultural nuances. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people show off in a language without realizing they're not conforming to the culture, whatever that means. And so much more for the people who can put together sentences, but don't really understand the cultural context and the cultural nuances. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people show off.
Look here, who he showed there. He showed Xiaoma there, a picture of Xiaoma, and say people who show up and pretend that they can speak many languages like that. But even if you do that, I'm not sure if it's 100% honest, because why he will say that there was some polyglot who can speak 30 to 50 languages or 50 plus, and that he think that it's real. And also here he mentioned in a positive light. In a positive light, Luca Lampariello, whose channel is here. I also mentioned Nathaniel Draw, whose channel is here. But I'm not sure if he mentioned him in a good way or bad way, because he did not say it here. We'll see in the video. But Luca Lampariello, why he mentioned him in a good way, in a positive light? I don't think there's something positive about him, because for me he's also totally fake. Even if people don't agree on that, but he's totally fake, Luca Lampariello.
A language without realizing they're not conforming to the culture, and they're being extremely rude. And it's people talking to them, or context and the cultural nuances. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people show off in a language without realizing they're not conforming to the culture, and they're being extremely rude. And it's people talking to them are being extremely polite and flattering. 你说中文说得太标准 is not a compliment. They're being extremely rude. And it's people talking to them are being extremely polite and flattering. 你说中文说得太标准 is not a compliment. This is, I don't know what the hell you're trying to say to me because you sound like a foreigner with a textbook, not a real person. So I'm a linguophile. Do I speak Japanese? A few words. And I can tell you all sorts of linguistic facts about it. But no, not really. I don't speak it. Maybe in the future. Most of the languages I speak, I would say, I speak at a phrasebook level. I know the grammar, I know the basics of getting around like you'd find in a phrasebook, in part because I really like using phrasebooks to learn, and that's fine. And I'll make videos in the future speaking those languages. But I think it's much healthier to just admit that I like them, and I speak a little, than to have to claim to be a hyper-polyglot who learned 8 languages this. And I'll make videos in the future speaking those languages. But I think it's much healthier to just admit that I like them, and I speak a little, than to have to claim to be a hyper-polyglot who learned 8 languages this year by studying 2 apiece, 3 months at a time. That's crazy. It's a senseless arms race that pushes people into faking their skills. By the way, if you want to see a video in which I show you how to fake being a YouTube polyglot, leave me a comment below. If there's enough interest, I'll make one. By the way, this is not to say that all YouTube polyglots are fake. There are some incredibly impressive people.
It's not to say that all polyglot YouTubers are fake, and there's some impressive people. Why he will say that not all polyglot YouTubers are fake, and there's some impressive people? That's what I'm talking about. They pretend that they don't like the polyglot YouTubers and they want to expose them, but at the same time they'll say some of them are not fake. And I think now he will mention Luca Lampariello now, maybe. Look here.
Out there who speak quite a few video in which I show you how to fake being a YouTube polyglot, leave me a comment below. If there's enough interest, I'll make one. By the way, this is not to say that all YouTube polyglots are fake. There are some incredibly impressive people out there who speak quite a few languages quite well. Luca hit me up. Actually, Nathaniel Drew hit me up, even though I have feelings about your 7-day business. Lastly, I'm a professional actor.
See? He say that he think Luca Lampariello is real polyglot and Nathaniel Draw is real polyglot. And this Nathaniel Draw, he made a video saying that he learned Italian or some language in 7 days.
Impressive people out there who speak quite a few languages quite well. Luca hit me up. Actually, Nathaniel Drew hit me up, even though I have feelings about your 7-day business.
Look here. I learned Italian in 7 days. This video of Nathaniel Draw, I learned Italian in 7 days. And then he will say that he's a real polyglot. I mentioned in a positive light Luca Lampariello. Oh, I also mentioned Nathaniel Draw. Why he mentioned them and why he says some of the polyglots are real and he want to say those polyglots are real. Even Nathaniel Draw say that he learned Italian in 7 days. Why you mention those people and say they're real polyglots, but at the same time you say you want to expose the polyglot YouTubers? You're full of bullshit. That's what I said. I think he's part of the language learning community. And I know some people will not agree with me, but that's how I see it. This guy here and Language Simp and also this Metatron Academy, those 3 people are part of the language learning community And after I exposed some of the polyglot YouTubers, or many of them, then now they want to say that they're also exposing the polyglot YouTubers and some of them are fake. Then the one that people don't believe, that looks like very fake, the one that looks very fake, they will say, oh, those people are fake. And then the one that people, maybe they will believe in them, same like Luca Lampriello, or maybe, I don't know if this Nathaniel Drew, like if people will believe in that nonsense. And then they will mention Steve Kaufman maybe, and Lindy Botez, or Ollie Richards. They will say some of them are real polyglots. That's what I said. It's a big scam community, and now many people are starting to know that the polyglot YouTubers are fake. Then now they want to save some of them and make it look like some of them are still real, so people will still believe in some of them. It's a big scam community, and this guy is one of them, part of the language learning community. And I don't care if you believe me or not, this guy is part of the language learning community, and he pretend that he don't like the polyglot YouTubers and pretend that he want to expose them, but same time he will say that some of them are real.
Yes. Lastly, I'm a professional academic linguist, which ironically means that I shouldn't speak that many languages. If I spoke 13, like really spoke them, that'd be a pretty good indication that I didn't do the necessary work to develop the knowledge and skills to do, well, linguistics. There are only so many hours in a day, and I can either study acoustic phonetics, effectively physics, not language learning, or I can study a new language. And especially during grad school, it's a full-time job. It's not just phonetics, it's 3 other classes, plus writing for classes, plus writing and revising for publishing, plus conference travel and attendance, and so on and so on and so on. Ironically, I never studied so little language as when I was getting my PhD in linguistics. So there you have it. Do you speak multiple languages? How do you self-identify? Polyglot? Linguophile? Swiss? Leave me a comment and let me know how you identify and which languages you speak.
Yeah. Calling yourself polyglot or linguistic or linguophile or language learner or whatever, if you pretend to speak many languages that you cannot speak, then you're fake. And also if you support the fake polyglot YouTubers, or even if you support some of them, then you're also supporting scammers. And I don't know if maybe you believe them. Maybe you believe that Luca Lampriello is real or Nathaniel Drew is real. Maybe you just believe in that, and you don't know that they're fake. But I think you know. I think you know that they're fake. But I think you're part of the language learning community, and you're trying to save this scam community. You're trying to save this big scam by saving some of those scammers and saying that they're real, and then you will say that some of them are not real. You will try to save some of them that people might still believe in and make it look like they're real. It's a big scam community, and even if he looks like a nice guy and looks like he's being honest, but he's bullshit and he's part of this language learning scam community. And I'm not sure what I should show next. I think maybe the next one will be the last video where he speaks a little in Spanish. I'm not sure if there's something else I want to show, and maybe a little of those live streams. To watch the rest of the video and the other things that I show about this YouTuber here, watch my channel to watch the rest. See you, subscribe, like the video, take care.